Laos is a country crammed into Southeast Asia that's known for its scenery, history and communism. And for this week, a whole bunch of bright orange Land Rovers. Welcome to the G4 Challenge. It's held in 4 countries over a month, and it's sort of like a cross between the Ironman series and some sort of extreme off-roading. Think of it as Land Rover's idea of extreme marketing. But what I want to know is, how does this sell cars? Well, I'm told it's all about action and adventure, creating an image for the brand that people aspire to, and that's where the physical component comes in. Okay, so here we are in the middle of nowhere on the banks of the Mekong River. Teams have got to run, swim, kayak and drive, all to earn points to win a car. In Australia, G4 is just like any other event. Doesn't get a whole lot in the way of recognition. But over here, it is absolutely huge. The G4 is the biggest thing that has ever happened in Laos, and the locals just love it. In many ways, the cars are secondary to what goes on in terms of competition. Obviously, they get the people from one stage to the next. But there's also some four-wheel drive stages where the cars do come into play. So, for that reason, they've got a fair few modifications. Obviously, big glary lights, a winch, and nice big chunky off-road tyres. But often you'll find that the four-wheel driving on the Challenge is pretty basic stuff. But out on the road, it's a different story. One thing with Laos is you never know what's around the next corner. Rivers like this can obviously be pretty daunting, but the Land Rovers haven't got a problem. They've got snorkels to keep the air out of the engine, raise the suspension, and off you go. Logistically, the G4 is a huge challenge, and the person in charge is Nikki Davies. Nikki, how do you pull something like this together?
Well, it takes over 2 years of planning. We've been working on this one for just over 2 years to sort out the permits and permissions to even come to the countries, and that's once we've selected them. We have to look for all the individual competition sites. And then there's the logistics side, which is making sure that we've got the right equipment for everybody, that we've got the right facilities, etc. So it's an immense task in lots of different areas, really.
Now, look, I've got to ask, how does something like this sell cars?
This is really a brand building program for us. I mean, Land Rover, we are a car manufacturer, but we also believe our brand is all about adventure, and we want to showcase the whole spirit of adventure that Land Rover and anyone who buys into Land Rover is coming into.
That's great, but I still reckon we're millions of miles from where you're ever likely to see a Range Rover driver, which again begs the question of how on earth this works for Land Rover, although there is one way they'll be making money. Land Rover's already had a huge amount of interest from these cars, the actual ones used on the Challenge. There are 134 of them in total, and all of them are bright orange and loaded with the extra equipment. Now, despite all the hard yards they've done, they reckon they will sell for more than the recommended retail price. Cars aside, Land Rover pours in about $20 million to make this event happen. Now, in Australia, they'll need more than images of kayaks, bikes and adventure, because the brand reputation here leaves a bit to be desired. But it does at least create an image for Land Rover. And in an age when almost every car maker has an off-roader of some sort, that's more important than ever. If you're looking for some adventure of your own and a real dream machine, visit drive.com.au to enter our Win a Weekend Away competition. You could spend a weekend cruising around in a Porsche, BMW or Mercedes. There's one draw each week until July 3, so visit drive.com.au now to enter.